right, is this working now? It seems to be working. I hope it's got the right thing. All right. Okay, so last time I was going through, that's just a printout. Here's the result from last time. So this is going to be our second of these things. I'm not sure. Should we do Ponzi Technologists, Pop Farmers, or Crack Gunheads? I'm not sure if I want to keep that name. So this was the thing we were doing. We took this guy right here and we drew this last time, right? And we want to keep on doing that. You see I changed the color scheme. The color scheme's now over here, and if we wanted to change this to purple, we could. We want the fill to something more purpley, like that one, so we could make that purple. And who knows what color we'd make that, but I'm leaning towards purple right now. Right, so that's what things are looking like right now. I did some things today going through, let's see, changing the way some of these things look just to make them look a little bit better, and I've got some of these quick sketches. I think we'll do Ponzi Technologists, this one here. That means I probably need a bigger picture of Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs will be our picture for the Ponzi Technologist. And so these yellow ones are probably going to be purple. So we've got something like this, right? We've got, this is basically based on politics, American politics. These days we have blue for our Democrats and red for our Republicans. Up until the 2000 election, they switched those colors. You might not realize this, but up until the 2000 election, they switched those colors each election cycle, so that if this had happened in 1996, if there had been this really close election in 1996, then we'd be stuck with the opposite colors, but we didn't. So we want either our yellow or our purple between them. That's what we're doing here. This is the more libertarian. I've decided to go with the purple because there aren't enough pure libertarian issues. So we'll take things that are not really blue or red and put them in here. And then we'll have over here a green party. And so we'll have these four. Maybe I should draw it like this. Not really sure exactly how to draw it, but so we're going to have, these different color cards. I'm thinking 6 to 8 of each card for these things. Although that should transform to about 20 to 25 cards per color. That'll get mixed up in the deck. We'll see exactly how that works. So we want to draw this out here. We can't see it very well here, but that's just a quick sketch, right? So we're going to take that sketch and use it to make the new deal here. So we said last time we want the 3:4 aspect ratio, And we probably want, feel a little bit like we didn't get quite enough. Let's see. Excess space, it looked like when I looked at the card. Right? If we look at the actual card, the way it turned out here, you can see that, you know, some of the crazier looking stuff, like his hair got reduced in craziness, let's say. Okay, I don't need that. That's too early. I just want these sets of lines here. All right. And then we've got 6 inches. None of that stuff. It's not what we're talking about. I know that's what you're thinking anyway, but it's not what we're talking about. So 6 inches and then a half an inch on the inside on each. Half an inch on the bottom for the pubic hairs and half an inch on the top for the head. I've never measured that, so I'm just guessing. All right, so there we go. Oops, I forgot to come back. So we've got our little deal here. This will be the size for our picture. So what we want is our Steve Jobsy looking guy over here somewhere, who's going to doesn't have to be too Steve Jobsy, but you know, you and I both know that he is the Steve Jobs of this. He's our Ponzi technologist, and that's about the size of a Steve Jobsy head. Okay, and we, of course, he's not really Steve Jobs. We just need something that evokes him. So we want a little pointy nose. Steve Jobs pointy nose. I was reading a history of video games, and Steve Jobs made an appearance in that, I should say. That's because Steve Jobs sort of worked for Atari. They sort of didn't like him very much because, you know, he was your paradigmatic rich kid hanger-on. And so that's, those lips are too full. We don't want the lips really anyway. What we want is a beard. But of course the beard has to disappear a little bit, right? I want to make sure that he looks a little bit sinister. That doesn't hurt because he only has half an eyebrow. Then he has circular glasses. Never seems to get rid of those glasses, which actually says good things about him. All right, so let's see. No wonder all the nerds are big on Steve Jobs, because he kept his glasses, even when he could afford new eyes. He never picked up any bionic eyes or anything like that. All right, let's see. What does a chin really look like? His chin looks a little like that. It's sort of wide and round. Yeah, leave. It's pretty boring ears. So all you chicks with ear fetishes, Steve Jobs doesn't have the ears for you. I like this better here. So this picture, got some pictures after he decided to start shaving his head, but looks a little better. Right. Not trying for a likeness. Trying for something that just looks like a tech dude that you can't trust. Oh, here's one where he's got a collared shirt. He does it up to the button, but he does not have a tie. Up to the last button, no tie. If there's anything that's creepy, that is. Okay, so that's a Steve Jobs. So we've got this downward sloping, actually not super fit dude. Not really a great Steve Jobs, but again, that's not our thing. Now he's a Ponzi technologist. So we need a pyramid. Showing us his pyramid schemes. All right, and somewhere in here he's got, his little MacBook. Let's see, what else does he have? Well, he's got an iPad. And he's got an iPhone. Right. And he's got an iWatch, or I guess it's the Apple Watch, the iWatch. And he should also have, I don't know what else, maybe an iPlug up here. Right, so that doesn't look quite enough like an apple. Let's see. There we go. There's sort of the bottom of an apple. That's our iPlug. Still needs a suction cup on the top. All right. Let's see. Anything else we need for Steve Jobs pyramid. Just throw them out there like that. I think that's about it. That doesn't work out very well. Let's see. We want this a little bit pointier, right? We want this to be a little cartoony. Have big circles here for his eyes, and remember he has got these sort of sinister half eyebrows. Let's see. All right, do we have? No, we don't really have it. Actually, now he's starting to look a little bit like a friend of mine. My friend really only liked the Amiga. A friend of mine from the 90s, not a friend I know today. Screwing this up. A couple of things going on here, but the biggest one is I can't see from the direction I normally draw it, so I have to kind of approximate. Okay, so it's looking kind of sinister. Let's stipple in those eyes, make him look a little like a bug. He doesn't hurt with those eyebrows. Okay, and here he's trying to sell you. Yeah, not really at this point. I'm not really feeling this. It's felt a little bit better while I was making it, but still it doesn't quite make it. It doesn't feel funny. So it's only funny because I told you the joke. If I tell you the joke, the rule is it ain't funny. Okay, so there we have our apple. Right? Let's put some leaves out there. Make sure we know it's an apple. And then we have our stem here. And come on out like that. That's our suction cup. For our eye plug. Okay. The top of our pyramid. And you have to know what the different things are with their different screens, right? Just know that Steve Jobs sells you screens. I should think of some other things to go in here. This one bigger. I know what you're saying. You're saying, well, this isn't really great, Jim. And you're absolutely right. Definitely gonna need something better. Spacebar. 10 keys. Surprised Steve Jobs didn't try to market a simplified keyboard with only 10 keys. When I was in college, we had a bunch of Next computers, actually. When Steve Jobs got kicked out of Apple, he went and he founded another company called Next. Didn't actually realize that. I just realized that Mathematica more or less ran on Next. So, that made Next my favorite operating system. It was just a Linux or a Unix type operating system. I don't know that there were, may have been a Linux at that point, but I'm not sure. Actually, I almost decided to switch to Apple when I heard they were going to switch to a Linux Unix, or a not Linux, a Next build. Then they decided to go with a Linux build. And I said, well, may or may not be better than Microsoft, but if I have to hang out with the Linux dudes, then I'm going to stick with Microsoft. All right. Okay, something like that. That's not a great tiling, but c'est la vie. And the beard's a little too much, but that's okay. It's okay. It's supposed to be reminiscent of Steve Jobs, not Steve Jobs. Right? It's supposed to give you the feeling that there's a Steve Jobs-like dude running around offering you technology you don't need so that you can be cool like he is. Because everyone wants to be the cool nerd. Right? And that's what the internet's about. So who gets to be the cool nerd? You say, You can't be a cool nerd. There's no such thing as a cool nerd. But when you say that, I ask, where the hell have you been? Right? Okay, where are we? Okay, I think last time I decided to go ahead and draw these borders. This time I'm not doing it quite as well. It's okay. Alright, and there is our Ponzi Technologist. Alright, I am sorry that I did not get the stream. Like I said, I was going to stream this time. I forgot. I did know, but I forgot that it takes 24 hours to set up a stream on YouTube. So we will do it next time, right? We will next time do another one. Oh, I don't like that. Let's see. It's a little bit better. Like I said last time, I'm looking at these guys. I'm at a different angle. So I think he needs a blacker beard. Makes him look a little more sinister, obviously. A little more like that dude at the coffee shop who keeps hitting on all the chicks. Every time I see him hit on the chick, I never see that chick again, because that's how it works. He hasn't figured that part out yet, which is weird because there's so much gray in his beard. He should have figured out that he's coming on too strong. Let's check. It can be a little bit higher, like that. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do if it comes down to a 1.5 inches, I think. All right, so that is our Ponzi Technologist. This guy here, right? So you see sort of the size difference. That guy's going to go here. We're on this mixed media paper because that mixed media paper will let us go down a notch. I'm sorry, it'll let us draw the thing here. It'll let us paint, so I can use watercolors or pens or something, whatever I think is most viable here. So when it comes time to do that, so let's just play with our eye plug. Pointy, or it looks pointy in front of me. Unfortunately, it doesn't look pointy on the screen, which is probably a better. Everything looks so different on the screen because okay. So we'll be able to paint that later and feel good about it. All right, so sorry I didn't get the live stream done today. I'll go ahead and do a live stream next time. And I'm not sure. We'll probably keep on with these purple guys, right? Either go with the pot farmers or the crack gunheads, this guy or this guy. We will see when we get there. I did plot out all of the elector cards. I do need issues and candidates. And they need to be a little nimble, right? So we have different electors. If we, I think we're good with pot farmers for now, and maybe some sort of druggy thing later on, but not sure how long that'll last. Hopefully not much longer. Hopefully everybody's going to be able to get all the drugs they want at CVS, whenever they want to, soon enough, and then there won't be any more drugs in politics. Except for, cocaine in the back room. Yep, try to do this next week, 3 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday. And if you can, show up and we'll actually discuss what I'm doing while I'm doing it, if there are people around to discuss. Bye now.